Hello and welcome. My name is Joah. I am a library assistant with the Tompkins County Public Library. In this video, I'll be giving an overview of the Scratch coding language and a tour of the Scratch website. Let's head over to that website now. Go ahead and open up your favorite web browser and go into the search bar and type Scratch. If you're greeted with several different options, make sure to select the option that says scratch.mit.edu. Before we continue the tour, let's talk about what Scratch is. Scratch is a visual coding language that uses blocks to create code. Other coding languages such as C++ or Java use text to write code. Scratch was founded by the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at the MIT Media Lab and is free to use. Scratch can be used for many applications. You can use it to make video games, animations, and even program robots. Yes, Scratch works with Microbit and LEGO Mindstorm Robotics. If you are new to the world of coding or want to make a video game but don't know where to start, I highly suggest checking out Scratch. The language is a great introduction to the logic and structure behind computer coding. The logic learned from Scratch can be applied to other computer languages. For example, once you learn the logic of looping code in Scratch, you'll be able to apply the same logic to C++, Java, or Python. Scratch is a really fun and friendly way to learn and experiment with code. So let's continue on and check out the website. When you open the website up, you're greeted by this really awesome bright home screen. Let's click on the About Scratch tab. Here you can find links for the info for parents and educators, the different world languages you can translate Scratch into, and some of the research that's been done. Next, let's head over to the Ideas tab. Here you'll find the official tutorials by Scratch. I highly enjoyed making characters fly. And also the coding card collection. This is a free PDF with notes and different aspects to coding. This is a great tool to use when you're learning how to code. And also here, if you need an idea for an awesome project, you can check it out on this tab. Next, let's head over to the Explore area. Here you can try out video games and watch animations from creators all over the world. Let's go ahead and try out this one, the Plains Platformer. Now this may take a second to load depending on what kind of computer you're using and what kind of Wi-Fi network you have, but it should work on most. And this one even says it's mobile friendly, which is pretty cool. So to try out this game, you can click the green flag here or here. So let's give it a try. Alright, I like the sound. Oh, very smooth controls. Look at this character go. Let's see what happens when we go over here. Whoa! I can even double jump. Well done. Look at this. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop this program. Go ahead and click the stop button. Now you can check out the creator who made this. This is their username, Sushi1000. So well done, Sushi1000. What a great game. Now if you want to see how this game was coded, you can use this tool here, See Inside. Now this is a really useful tool, because to become a great coder, you gotta read lots of different codes. So let's check out this code. Go ahead and click that. Now we can check out the code they used to make the character. Here's the character right here, it's selected. And now if you want to learn how they made the stages, let's go ahead and click that. And here's the code they used to make the stage. Well done. This is pretty cool. Alright, let's head back to the home screen and go check out where we can create our own code. Now before we get to that area, let's talk about joining Scratch. You don't need to join Scratch if you want to create code and save it to your computer. But if you want to share your code and your creations and have it commented on, you can join Scratch. Now, to join Scratch, it's the usual. You have to make a username and a password and have a valid email. So if you're too young to have an email, make sure you get a parent or guardian's help and permission before you join Scratch. Alright, let's go check out the coding area. Go ahead and click the Create tab. This too may take a few seconds to load. Alright, when it finally opens up, you'll be greeted with this welcome tutorial. This will give you an overview of what's inside here. I highly suggest checking that out later. Alright, to the left of the screen, you'll see the code block area. In the center, this is where you can drag and connect those blocks. And over here, you'll find your character, or what they like to call sprites. Up top here, you can find a list of tutorials. You can turn this into turbo mode by clicking edit. We'll talk about turbo mode in a different video. Here's where you can save and load your computer files of your computer program that you've made. And over here, I'm not sure if it'll show up in the video, but you can change the different world language it's in. Right now I have it set to English. Alright, let's take a look at these code blocks. There's quite a few. Over here is the motion blocks, where you can make your sprite do different motions. For example, you can rotate 15 degrees, or you can move across the X and Y plane at different rates. The X and Y plane. So here is the X plane up and down, or I mean the Y plane is up and down, my apologies, and the x-plane is left and right. Pretty cool, right? And if you let go of it, you can check out where your sprite has landed. Okay? The next set of blocks is the look blocks. This is where we can animate the sprite. Now to make a sprite look like it's running or walking or flying or jumping or whatever, you can use this next costume or switch costume. So you'll make different versions of the sprite and then you'll flicker between the two to animate it. Next we have sounds. We can make our sprites say stuff or make silly sounds like laser beams or make a moving sound. And then we can go down here to events. Now this is pretty important. This is where you can tell the sprite to do stuff when you click something or when you press a button. Next we'll go down to control. Here's where you can find the logic of coding. This is where you'll find loops, timing blocks, and choice blocks such as the if then and the if then else block. Next we'll have sensing. This will help your sprite out to detect whether or not there's a wall in front of it or if it's jumping on a platform. Next I have operators, where you can do math in your code. You can find out whether something is true or not, or you can even check to see if a certain letter or number is in a word. Then we have variables. This is important, where you store data. And my blocks, where we can create functions, which we'll get into in another video. And then if you'd like to add even more code blocks, you can click this link here called the Add Extension link. Here you'll find blocks to make music, to add a new pen tool, and here's where you can find Lego Mindstorm and the microbits. And it seems like there's a bunch of different ones here. Pretty cool. Alright, let's go back and let's try this out. So let's start with some coding blocks. I want to make this cat run around on the screen. Or just run in place right now. Yeah, let's just make the cat run in place right now. So let's go ahead up to the event block. Now remember in the beginning I said you had to click the green flag to play a game? Same here. To start your program you'll have to click the green flag. So you always have to start out with the when clicked block. Alright, next I want to be able to make the cat run in place while the program's running. So I'm going to use a forever loop. This will make the character do whatever's inside it forever until I click the stop button. Next we'll have to see whether or not I've pressed the spacebar. To do that we'll use an if then block. And then we'll go into the sensing and find the block that senses whether or not I've pressed a key. Alright, here it is. Key space pressed. Let's put that into the matching input. So we click and drag and put it over the area you want to set it. Boom. Next we have to switch between the two costumes, and you can see the different costumes by clicking the costume tab. So you can see the cat here has two different costumes, one where it's taking a step and one when it's about to take a step. And we'll flicker between the two to make it look like it's walking or running. We can also edit this sprite by using all these wonderful tools here. So let's see, I'm going to give my cat here some lime green fur. So I'm going to click the cat, and this one seems to be in different parts. But we'll just change the fur on its head and maybe around its legs into lime green fur. So we'll click the fill, and we'll select lime green. Cool, I like that color. Now, if I want to have the exact same color on, let's say its paws here, I can copy that color by clicking on this, clicking fill, and right here is a copy tool. So if I click that, you'll get this cool magnifying glass, and I'll select the color I want. Boom, and there we go. It's the exact same color. Alright, I like this sprite. I'm digging it. Alright, let's head on back. So I'll go back to the code. Oh, before I continue, I also want to show you the sound area. Here you can edit the different sounds if we were to add a sound to our sprite. So we can make it go faster, slower, and we can make it even sound like a robot. Whoa, okay. Well, that's kind of befitting for my lime green cat. Alright, but we won't add sound in this video. We'll do that in another one. Let's head on back to the code. Now, we need to make this cat look like it's walking. So I'm going to go over to the looks. Remember, there's that one block where we can switch between costumes. So I'm just going to click next costume here and drag it over and put it inside this block here. Now, if you wanted to switch it with different costumes, like if you had 3 costumes and you only wanted 1 and 3 to work, you could use this block here. But since we only have 2, we only need this one. Alright, let's see if we made our cat run. So I'm going to hit the green arrow, or the green flag here, and see what happens. Look at that, our cat is running and it looks like it has a cool green glow. Alright, excellent. Alright, so if you want to know more about Scratch, you can head over to our library's website at tcpl.org and check out some of these ebook resources. Here are some that I highly suggest. The first one here is A Story of Coding. This is a great book that talks about the history of coding and where it came from, and also includes some awesome projects that you can do in Scratch. The next one here is the Girls Who Code series. And this is a wonderful series that contains excellent stories and even more Scratch-based projects. And the final one here is the Star Wars coding projects. This one's really fun. You can create starships that fly and lightsaber battles all using Scratch. I highly suggest these. Now, if you want to have access to these ebooks, first you'll need to get one of our apps, the Libby or Overdrive app, and you'll also need a Finger Lakes library card. And you can log into those apps, search these books, and check them out. Alright, well that concludes our video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.